pushing microchipping and letting people know how important it is to microchip
and register your microchip.
Yes, register your microchip is huge. So every time we do an event, like microchip, and then, I think another thing is that they have the microchip scanners in their trucks.
Everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Lifeline Podcast. Excited to have our Friendswood friends on with us. So we have Ashley, who is the Animal Control Supervisor for Friendswood Animal Control in their shelter. And then Marci, who is founder, correct?
Correct.
Founder and executive director of F.A.N.S, Friendswood Animal Needs and Support Solutions. Dang. Okay. We have to say it again. But
it's a mouthful, right?
No, I like it. I like F.A.N.S. That's a really cool acronym. Well, thank you guys for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, we're gonna be partnering up with them even more in the end of July, which we'll get into. But appreciate you coming on.
Sure.
So we'll just get right into it. Can you each tell us a little bit about your background in animal welfare, and what led you to this line of work?
I'll go ahead and give it a start. I have been at Friendswood for approximately 2 years. Started out as an ACO, and now I'm the animal shelter supervisor. The animal control supervisor. So I pretty much see the day-to-day operations in Friendswood. However, my journey actually started back in 2016 in California, is where I actually started into animal welfare, husbandry, and everything, and it's kind of grown as I've moved place to place and learned and pick up new things. And now I'm here and I'm enjoying every minute of it, and I get to meet all these wonderful animals in a new community and get to do what I can to support them.
That's really cool. So California, I didn't know that. What did you do in California?
I actually worked in laboratory animal science. So my job was to take care of animals and make sure that they were happy and healthy and be able to provide new enrichment ideas. So that was kind of my forte, is being able, especially for animals that stay long term, is how do you continue to make them happier? So it was my job to come up with unique ideas that would better their stay.
Okay, that's really neat. That's cool. Okay, and Marci?
I grew up in Friendswood. I moved away for a while and then came back.
Miami.
Yeah.
I learned that. I was jealous. I was like,
I know, and I have one going back, so I kind of get to go halftime. But but just a community person that wanted to be involved, saw some needs, and I've been a shelter volunteer for almost 4 years now.
Oh wow.
So I've seen a lot of ACOs, and I've formed relationships with people, and just reaching out in the community, trying to get other people and families and students involved, I think is huge in supporting something like this. So when there's a vested interest, it goes a lot farther. So
that's cool. And again, when did you find the organization?
So we have not been quite a year yet.
Okay.
We launched in October of 2024. So we're coming up on our 1-year anniversary. But there was a need just to do the extras, right, that aren't within the city budget. I think a lot of people just assume that all the needs are taken care of, but it's not always the case. So when you have an animal in need of medical care or just things like Ashley was saying, enrichment activities or the extras, I think that's our focus. We don't want long-term animal stays, but when they're there, we want to make sure that they're healthy. So
that's really good. Yeah. And I think that's such a good point. I think some of the best places I've seen have some sort of element of a nonprofit tied into their shelter to raise those additional funds,
right,
to be able to provide really high quality.
Right.
So that's great.
That's what we're hoping.
Yes. Okay. And I pulled up the wrong questions, so I'm sorry. And then I didn't want to be on my phone while you were answering, because that's rude. So I'm just talking while I'm... Here we go. No? Here we go. Okay. How would you describe the relationship between animal control and F.A.N.S, and how do you guys support each other?
We laugh a lot.
We laugh, yes.
Love that. I
Yeah.
think that's a great advice to anybody. That's a good starting point.
Yeah. Even in serious instances, I mean, you have to find something that's not funny, but just, there's
common ground.
exactly.
Yeah.
So we support each other. I mean, not just at the shelter, right, which is work, but personally, I think we have same goals too, with the shelter and the animals. But
In the long run and short term is what we've agreed that there are several needs at the shelter, and there are some that I can meet as a shelter, and there are some she can meet as a nonprofit.
Mm.
And so, in doing so, we make sure that each side is heard, and then we lots and lots of planning, especially
lots of
for events,
communication,
lots
right,
of communication,
Mhm.
and
right.
then trying to find out what is feasible now, and then also what we can work towards in the future. But it's really, really good to be able to work with someone that has those same passions as we do in animal control, that she truly wants to see the shelter supported, the team supported, the animals supported. And um, it's been my rock for uh, since I started animal control, even before she started her nonprofit. She's been a person who can support us in
Yeah.
every way.
Yeah. And Ashley has done a lot since she's been here in the last 2 years. Like I said, I've been there the longest. I don't know the most, but I definitely have been there the longest. So she's come in and done some great things for the shelter, made people just supporting us with the events. And because I feel like the events and the community outreach is huge, and she's been behind us 100%. So and she's, I had voiced doing a nonprofit before she got there, and
Mhm.
every, I would say weekly almost. So how's that nonprofit going? So I mean, she kind of
Oh,
pushed that.
really?
So
Mhm.
That's you're like,
yeah,
"Hey."
yeah. So she, I was like, I don't think I have time for that. Are you sure? But she was there. She was at the launch. She's been there for the city's aspect. So yeah, it really
Tearing
is.
up over
I know
here.
it really is. It really is. So just support from her, and like she said, I will 100% support them, because they are the hands, right, that do that. So if they're
Yeah.
tired, if they need to pick me up, like I'm
Lunch.
there with the Starbucks, like, oh no, you're not stopping. You still have stuff to do. So
Yeah.
yeah, it is. It is, because if you don't take care of them, who's taking care of our community and our animals in that community, then it's kind of not a lost cause, but it gets hard. It is. It's a very demanding job that I think people don't realize. Any
So
kind of
true.
animal welfare is huge. So
That's such yeah, I think you guys are such a great example of like a good partnership. And I know when I got to come in and I met with you and you showed me the office, that really blew my mind. I was because you don't see that all the time. So to have like a municipality be so open and be like, yeah, let me give you a
yeah,
space
yeah,
to like
yeah.
settle in and do your work.
Well, we joke
Great
that we
example.
should share. Ashley and I should
Hmm.
just have our desk in the same office, because we're not in our office.
Office. Yep.
She's in mine or I'm in hers. So,
Yeah, yeah.
but we were like, that's probably weird. So
We'll have separate space.
technically, we have separate
Yeah.
spaces. But yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so and you guys are a no-kill facility, so that means your live release is over 90%. What do you think has been key to maintaining that?
So we were given our first plaque from Best Friends in 2022, and we have secured it again for 2023 and 2024. I can tell you this we would not be able to do it without the support of our city, the support of our community, the support of our volunteers. This is not a one-man gig. This is not a only solution possibility. So, like the city has been extraordinarily helpful in making sure every animal leaves spayed and neuter before adoption. They've been
Mm.
very supportive of let's go ahead and microchip animals to make sure they're getting home. Um, and it was never a struggle with it. They're like, absolutely, let's do what we can to assist. And then, we have the community that is just anytime we have any kind of, hey, we need support for filling up the pantry, or hey, we need support at one of our events to educate, they come on in and they're like, what can we do to help? And then, of course, our volunteers and our nonprofit, like them being able to provide supplies we didn't even think of, enrichment that helps our animals. Um, Once again, for those that are standing on their own, I can only imagine how hard it is. I've been very fortunate to have an entire network willing to be able to support that, and it's through that we've been able to maintain that.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
I
And it's
um
like, yeah,
I
you
know. I'm
anything to
just
add?
thinking about all of that. Just I think the biggest thing too with Gina and Ashley is their background. I know they haven't been at Friendswood long, but they're return home rate is huge. I mean,
Mhm.
these guys will walk the street trying to find out where this, stray dog is, and they will knock on doors and they will say, "Take us home." And I would say a lot of times it happens. So, and then the social media aspect of it, thank goodness for social media because, hey, have you seen this dog? Wait a minute,
Mhm.
I saw this post. So we have volunteers constantly searching, like this person is missing their dog, and they'll say, hey. So it is volunteer support with them, but they reach out to us, and it's rewarding to be able to get those dogs home. So, and also the community too, right? Nobody likes seeing a stray dog, or I'm glad that they have big hearts, right? To where they're like, wait, this is not right. This does not happen. So the fact that they reach out quickly and we can get those dogs home, but the return back home rate is increased drastically, I think, since
Over 30% of our
yeah,
animals are returned home
That's
very, very
amazing.
yeah,
I
quickly.
think national
yeah,
average is under 20%.
yeah.
So,
So they've
yeah.
done amazing statistically for Friendswood. They've made a huge difference that way. So
It's such a good point, like the importance of having good talent
right.
in your shelter
Mm-hmm.
and encouraging cities and stuff to look for that, I think is.
Exactly. And
And
just
like having, I don't know about you, but like I know for me, something I've noticed in the past few years is like more opportunities in the industry. And I started calling it an industry. Not everybody does. I think we
right,
should, because people should know it exists and want to be a part of it.
right.
Like more training opportunities
Mhm.
and like ways to just be better at our jobs overall. Would you agree with
Oh, I
that? Yeah.
absolutely agree. Some of our techniques that we use, I only learned a couple of years ago. I went
Mhm.
to a best friend conference when they hosted it in Houston, and I listened into this. How do you, without a microchip, without a collar, figure out where this dog lives in the neighborhood? And 30 minutes, I was speechless, just blown away of all the different techniques. There are things that I never thought of before, such as the ring cameras. A lot of the
Mhm.
population have ring cameras. As a neighborhood safety entity, I'm allowed to post to said ring camera. So everybody gets an alert. This dog has been lost to your neighborhood. Do you know who
Oh,
this belongs
wow.
to? Have you seen them on your camera? Can you send us something? And then people will see that and immediately call the animal shelter, like, oh my gosh, that's my neighbor's dog.
Mhm.
Um, Different ways to reach the community because, not everybody's on social media. Not everybody's aware of all the animals that come into animal control by finding those little things. The training was amazing on that, and that was able to increase our return to owner rates in the field as well.
Yeah. That's really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Wow.
then I attended Foster Summit with Gina. Ashley, of course, was busy, but we went, and just the same, just pushing microchipping
Mhm.
and letting people know how important it is to microchip, and um,
And register your microchip.
yes,
Yes.
register your microchip is huge. So every time we do an event, like microchip, and then, I think another thing is that they have the microchip scanners in their trucks. And I even have one at home. And when I go to events, I'll ask them, is your dog microchip? They're like, I don't know. And I'm like, well, let me let you know. So I can scan and say you don't or you do, but they microchip in the field, they microchip
Mhm.
in the shelter. That's something that I don't think our community knows.
Oh,
Like
you
you have
microchip
an
in the field.
opportunity.
We do.
They have,
That's really
yes.
cool.
So
Yeah.
that's just those changes, right? Make huge difference if this dog gets out. Because let's admit, I mean, we have some pets that like to take adventures, some more than others in our community. Ashley will be like, "Oh, he got out again."
He's
So
probably a
we know
husky. No.
exactly,
Yes.
exactly. So we know. So it's kind of like our repeat offenders. We're like, "Well, we got you
Yeah.
now because you're microchip." But if they weren't there, then it's easy for someone to go to anywhere, right? That you can get microchips scanned. So I think that's made a huge difference
So
in our.
yes, not only will we, so any animal adopted out of the shelter, transferred into rescue is already microchipped before they leave the
Mhm.
building.
Mhm.
And then anybody reclaiming their pet, whether it's in the field or at the building, we say, hey, you want a microchip, and we will microchip it right then. We
That's
also
fun.
do the registration too.
Yes.
So we don't
I think
allow,
that's such a key
yeah.
thing that I
Mhm.
think I wish all shelters would figure out a way.
Yeah.
Especially if you have shelter love, it makes it
Mhm.
really easy to automatically register it. But
Yes.
Well, and even without, because that we don't have the shelter love program, we actually do them individually on the site itself. But we
oh,
make
okay.
sure that it's done. So
Mhm.
because I mean, if you do that and you don't register it, how is that going to help them get home?
Exactly. And I think like
Yeah.
as the animal professionals,
Mhm.
sometimes it's good for us to kind of take that on because you're like, yeah, like I hope that this person
Yeah.
will do it, but there's so many things that people are asked to do, so
That just
it's
slips.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
cool. How do you guys approach length of stay, especially for dogs who've been there a while?
With any pets, we hope to reduce the length of stay.
Yeah.
Animal by animal, year by year, the less time that they're in the shelter, the less stress there is for them. And we just spoke about a bunch about microchipping. So we do reduce the length of stay of having them not even come in the first place, get back home. But for
Yeah.
those that stay with us longer, we try to find new enrichment items. So we want them to still relax. Our volunteers come out, make sure they at least get 15 minutes in the yard every day. Um, we've gotten a bit creative. So we have these chili chomp balls. So it involves taking dog treats and or their favorite toy, putting it in a balloon, filling it with water, and freezing it. On a hot day, popping those and throwing them in their kennels and watching how they have to lick through this ice ball up and down the way, trying to get that perfect treat or that toy. It's those kind of things just make their entire stay just a little better. We have our community that's coming in and want to make them homemade treats, homemade toys. I have been giggled at several times for this, but I will use a bubble machine with bacon flavored bubbles.
Oh
So,
my god. Bacon flavored bubbles. I did not know that existed.
Yes.
That's amazing.
yes,
Yes.
each one of the senses, if you can continue to stimulate them, you still build that connection with the pet. And the more I know about them, the better I am to find that perfect home. And so, even as time goes on between training, learning how to sit, stay, give paw, learning how to take walks on a leash, learning how to play again, all of these things end up building to find that perfect home, even if it takes a little more time.
I love that. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I was really when I came in and it was very apparent how well you know all of your dogs, which is impressive. And also you talking about the volunteers, like having that. I'm sure you always would want more volunteers, but the you sounds like you have like a good kind of base crew that really makes sure the pets get that enrichment.
Yes, we do have an amazing core volunteers, and then we have a variety of groups as well. So,
Yeah.
something we've kind of built over the last couple of years is we now have a high school group, which I'll let you
Yes.
tell them a bit about that.
Yeah. So, I have kids, so four in the school system, and so my outreach was getting these kids involved, right? So they can go home and beg their parents. Then
Yeah.
they have to get the permission, right? So it's kind of like, oh, okay, you have to know who we are now. So, in that, we've been on campuses a lot on the high school campus where we've involved our athletes, and we actually have a calendar that we do now. It's our third year. We're about to publish where we pair our adoptable dogs with these athletes. We take pictures and then we sell these calendars.
I didn't know this.
Yeah,
That's so
so
cool. That's
yeah,
such a good idea.
yes, and then at the beginning of the school year, it's called Meet the Mustangs. It's a big pep rally in our stadium, and that's where we launch our calendar for the year. So it's really fun. These kids look forward to these dogs coming for the athlete of the week. They see the animal control truck and they are so excited. It's not just the kids, it's the coaches, it's the
Oh, my
teachers. They all want to
gosh.
know what dog is there. But it's kind of fun. It's such an outreach. Like Ashley and I love it. We walk the halls, the dogs get petted, they get socialized with these kids. So you really realize um, who's good with the kids and who's not. But it's those things. So Pause for a Cause came about where they saw they were like, well, we want to do more with the animals. How do we do that? So they reached out to Ashley and I've become their liaison kind of with the school, but it's a good group of girls mostly, but they come to the shelter and they make treats. They do crafts for the enrichment activities, but they also help us with events and they do face painting and they kind of spread the word. They've done donation drives for us, but it's just really helpful. It's something for them to give back as a club. And they're trying to start with the junior high now, and then the elementary school levels, they do donation drives as well. So
That's so amazing.
it's really, yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
So I feel like one, it's getting the younger generation involved. So you're educating them when they're talking about microchips, they have no idea. Then talking about how important it is for these animals to be healthy and enriched and active, and then they pass it on at home, and then the parents come and they're like, so they can come, but they cannot come back with an animal. We're
Yeah.
not adopting, but a lot of times that's failed. So
Yeah, like my entire core volunteers, they
yeah.
all have foster failed.
Yes.
That's great. That's
Yeah.
great.
So, and we actually, we're doing about to do a picture. We have 5 athletes who have adopted dogs from being involved with us.
Mhm.
So we're going to feature them in our next calendar, but it's really neat. So,
Wow.
And
yeah.
then we
Such
also
a
do have
nice-
other volunteer groups that
Hmm.
we hadn't anticipated. So the National Charity League is hosting us this summer. So they're coming in and they're working with the animals and everything like that. We work with the Hope Village seniors with disabilities. They come in and we get to have them enriched as well. They get to play with our kittens and our
Hmm.
puppies. We also partnered with the schools for like the Clear Creek Special Needs ISDs for those who wanting to build vocational skills. They too come out. So we have a variety of different volunteer programs now that everybody can find what makes them feel
Right.
comfortable, and we tailor it to the volunteer.
Wow. I'm so
Mhm.
impressed. You guys are great.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we're getting like close to the end here, I
Mhm.
think. So I did want to bring up our plans for the end of July. So one thing that when we were talking with Friendswood is that although they have this all these amazing dogs and they're so well enriched, we really want to see more
Yes.
adoptions. That's
Mhm.
something that you guys want to see more people in your shelter and coming to adopt or just coming in all together. So we really want to encourage that and let everyone know how great of a job that this shelter is doing, as you can hear about us, with us talking about today. So to launch that, we're going to do a super adoption event open house on Sunday, July 27th from 12 p.m. till 5 p.m. You guys, your adoption fees are waived 100% of the time. If
Mhm.
anybody's interested, you can go and scoop up a dog before this event for no fee. But they'll, of course, be waived for this event. And we'll have some other special things happening. And Lifeline will be bringing some of our dogs as well to join in on the fun. And our fees will be waived that day as well. So, yeah. And we hope people to come up. You're going to do a drive-through pup cup.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So how is that going to work? Is that going to be for the dogs at the shelter or for the public dogs?
Public dogs. So we started this. We've had the honor of being the spotlight at our Friendswood Farmers Market as the nonprofit spotlight, and we started selling pup cups. So for every pup cup we sold to our community pups, our pups get to have one on Fridays. So we
Mhm.
have Pup Cup Friday, and it's really taken off. Our dogs, our volunteers love it. I catch them getting pup cups every now and then, but um, treat and all. So but that's what we'll do. We'll have Pup Cup drive through, and we'll just, they can do it for a shelter dog specifically if they've seen somebody in our adoption gallery, or they can give it to their pup that's present. So whatever
Awesome.
they'd like to do, we're happy to do Pup Cups.
That's
They're
such
just
a
it's a
brilliant
fun
idea.
thanks. It's really fun. It really is. And our volunteers fight over Fridays
They do.
to come in, and I'm like, okay, the tummies are gonna hurt. I'm like, Ashley, it's not my fault.
This dog has
Yeah,
had 4 pup cups.
exactly. So Fridays are a big hit in our shelter
Oh,
right
yes.
now.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Great. Okay. And do you want to just tell us a little bit? I know there's one dog in particular you're really hoping to get a home who's been there like what, over a year?
So that was Mr. Colby, and he actually got adopted last week.
Yes.
However,
Okay, okay.
we do have 2 others that in the next couple weeks will be hitting their year mark.
Okay.
One of them is a beautiful, stunning boy named Da Vinci. He is a gold and white pitty mix, and he loves to pose. He always poses with his back legs out. He will pose anytime you actually bring out a camera. And the other is Titus. He is a Plot Hound Massive.
Beautiful.
He's been with us almost a year or two, and when he came to us, he was skin and bones, had been found at a car wash. This poor dog has changed so dramatically, and he is such a happy-go-lucky pup, and one of our best dog walkers too. I mean, he doesn't like yank on the leash or anything. He's just ready to go strut his stuff and go play in the water. And I would love to see both of them not only interact but be able to find their home. They're ready. They're ready to find that future home and take that next journey.
Amazing. That's great. And just so everybody knows, all the adoptions include spay, neuter, microchip, rabies vaccine, core vaccine. So,
And as I would
there's a
say, with Friendswood Animal Control, we're a friend to the community. We're, a friend to the city. And by all means, if you're looking for your new best friend, you're going to find them with us. So come on down.
I love that. That's a great way. And we didn't get into it too much, but one of the things I do want to make sure we mention is one thing you made really clear to me is that you're here to help your community, just like you said. So if somebody lives in Friendswood and they're having an animal issue, don't be scared to call animal control and ask for some advice.
Right.
You had even more. I thought I was like the resources queen over here of like, I know all the resources in the area. And you were like, I do this, this, and this. And I was like, I didn't even know that was a thing. So you definitely have the knowledge to support. So yeah, don't be afraid. Give them a call if you need anything. And come and see us on July 27th.
Yes.
Excited.
Do you want to share, how do people follow your organization?
So we have a Facebook page right now. Like we're new, so we're still working on our website. We're gonna get there, but it's Friendswood Animals Needing Solutions, or fans of Friendswood Animal Shelter, I think. So we also have an Instagram attached to that, but you can do that or stop by, talk to me. I'm always there. If I'm not in my office, I'm in Ashley's. Um, but we are happy to help. Come see us if you need any kind of resource. We also have the pet pantry. If we don't have it and you need it, we will get it.
Yes.
So that is one of our big resource, I think, or things that you can reach out to us for, is that we really don't want any pet or any person to go without. So we will find a way to help you guys. So
great. Awesome.
Yeah.
And how do people, what do they need to know about the shelter? Like maybe the website, location?
So yeah, if you take a look at like any municipality, we do have, our city site that's located at the city of Friendswood. We do have our own Facebook page and Instagram. So if you take a look at the city of Friendswood, you will find animals posted there, animals for adoption. We do little reels, cute little videos. And then as always, come on and see us. I mean, you're more than welcome to come on down, take a tour of the shelter, meet our animals, our staff. We're happy to have you. And so we would absolutely love to meet you too.
Great. And when can people do that?
So right now our current hours are Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. If it's outside those hours, we will still make arrangements to make sure that we are meeting the needs of our people. Just give us a call and we'll schedule something with you.
Amazing. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for coming out and doing this. And we'll see you Sunday the 27th.
Thanks, Caroline.
Awesome.
I'm excited. Bye.
Talk to you later.